Today I'm tackling the ultimate off-grid challenge, turning this into something a little bit more like this, using nothing more than my new partner in crime, the Bluetti AC60. I'll be using the power station's 600 watts and nearly 270 watt hours to see just how far I can get today. Whether it's recharging my batteries for tools, powering my speaker to listen to some tunes, or charging my phone later on in the day after I've listened to my 7th podcast, we're gonna see how far we can get and just how much we can transform this space, because clock's ticking. So let's get to it. It'll look better when it works, but I think that looks pretty nice. All right, with 2 projects done, I'm gonna go ahead and check in on the battery and see how it's doing, because I think we might be able to push this a little harder than just having batteries sitting on the charger. Right now, we are at 98%, which says we still have 84 hours left, pulling just 7 watts, because this battery is actually all charged up now. That went super quick, and I think we can amp it up a notch. So let's go see what we got to do next. Alright guys, we have just officially passed the halfway mark with the battery. I think it's about 3 p.m., so we're doing really well. That said, we haven't even pulled out the big hitters yet. Now that we have some dividers cut for the kitchen area, the next step is getting ready to cut out the face. It's gonna be a lot more battery power, but then we're gonna step it up a notch and go to the router. I'm not sure how it's gonna go. I know that it runs it. It's hovering right around 400 watts. This is a 600 watt machine, so again, we're getting close to that max, but I'm confident now that it can run it, so I'm really excited to see how it performs, how long it goes, and how much we can get done. I'm gonna get started with those templates, as you've seen me do in other videos for these same cabinets. We're doing the same single piece, all out of one, like matched grain piece of wood. So I'm really stoked to see how this all comes out, and I'm hopeful if we can work fast enough that we can get it done today. So let's go get those templates done.
See what you're gonna do. Play it back like a million times, because they know that you're the absolute, the original. Moonwalker, heartstopper, yeah, the original. Black leather, forever, the original.
Well guys, the router is what did it. As you just saw, the battery is flashing right now saying that it's overloaded back here in the corner. So we do actually still have power, about 23% of our battery left, which is pretty good considering we just ran it at full power for probably 5-10 minutes. It's pretty great considering we didn't even have half of the battery left. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this cool off. It is overloaded, it's not fully discharged, and hopefully I'll be able to use the other 23% in the morning. So I'll see you guys then. Good morning from day 2. We are going to try to kill the battery this morning. And I don't say that in a bad way. I just really want to see what it's capable of. As you guys saw last night, we pushed it to the limit with the router and it did hit that overload phase, but it was a really simple fix. I wanted to let it cool down overnight and not keep pushing it because I know the router was really maxing it out. But as you guys will see, I turned it on this morning. Everything is good. There's no warning. So we're ready to rumble. All I had to do was just hold down the AC button and reset it. Again, I did let it cool down overnight. I don't know if that's even necessary, but we're gonna see how it performs this morning. I think it's gonna do great. So let's head outside. All right, so we literally have 0.1% of our battery left. It does say 2.9 hours, but using this palm sander is probably gonna kill it pretty quickly. So I'm just gonna give this first cabinet drawer face or cabinet door face a sand, try to get it finished up if I can, and see if we can kill this battery.
There's a train coming, it ain't got no track. I'm on the high road and I'm never coming back without freedom.
This thing seriously just won't die.
You carry that whip just to lead the blind.
All right, you guys, one last effort. We're gonna try to start the next router template. I'm almost positive this will die as soon as we turn it on, but again, let's see how far we get. That's it.
Woohoo!
Is it dead?
Killed it!
Well, everyone, I think it's safe to say that the Bluetti AC60 passed this challenge or this off-grid test with flying colors. I'm not gonna lie, when I first came into this, I wasn't so sure that a 600 watt power bank could really keep up with the amount of work that I was trying to get done. But not only does the camper look great, but I'm so stoked that we were able to do it 100% off grid. All of our batteries were charged, all of the tools that we used ran directly off of this and the AC ports. It really, really outperformed my wildest dreams. Aside from its performance in the field, I was also really impressed that in the last 2 hours when I was finishing up this cabinet face with my dad, I plugged this Bluetti AC60 into the wall and was able to get to 100% charge in less than 2 hours. And I say less than because I checked it around the 2 hour mark and it was already at 100%, which is much faster than other power stations that I've used. Now, what are the drawbacks? Because I would be lying if I said that this unit was perfect, but it got pretty close. One of the major drawbacks that I found while working with it out in the garage was my limited ability to use some of the larger tools like a table saw or a miter saw, which honestly I might have been able to run, but I was a bit concerned about the wattage that they were pulling and damaging the unit. And so if I were to do something like this long term, if I was permanently off grid or doing a full build only using a power station, or really anything else that requires a lot of power consistently, I would probably size up from the 600 watt even to something as large as like the 3000 model. That said, that is for heavy daily power tool use. This unit is going to be so nice to have on the road to charge my laptop, my phone, and any other electronics that I otherwise wouldn't have the ability to with the limited amount of plugs that I'll be putting in the camper. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna give this unit a 9 out of 10. Again, just docking that 1 point because I wish the size was a little bit larger, a bigger capacity, so I could pull more watts. But this is a very specific situation where I'm using really kind of outlandish tools that most people would not use. So if you guys are as impressed with the Bluetti AC60 as I am, you can check out the link down below in my description to get one of your own. Thank you again to Bluetti for sponsoring today's video. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.
I can be what you want with my head